2005, Zooey Deschanel, nobody else worth mentioning. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So sometimes I can be lazy when it comes to particular franchises, and I have to admit I've not read the Dune series yet, but it's on my list, and I never did read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the whole series. I did sort of cheat because I liked the idea of Douglas Adams' humorous science fiction. I did read The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul when I was in high school, but that was sort of, it's tangential to that whole Hitchhiker's universe. But I did see the movie from 2005. I just watched it again last night. I've watched it a few times, and I can't speak to how well it follows the story, although it clearly ties in much of the series because there are references at the beginning to So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. There are at the end to the restaurant at the end of the universe. And so how well it fits everything together from the literature, I can't say. The movie, though, is very enjoyable. The movie is done very well. I make the joke about Zooey Deschanel because I'm a fan of hers, and there's a ton of people in this, but I'm trying to remember their names off the top of my head because it just wasn't as pivotal. They're not as well known or as big, but they all do a good job. Then the cool thing that it really captures is that funny part that even I know from the book, from the very beginning, where they're going to tear down his house for a freeway overpass, and that same old tired sort of, you should have known we were going to do this. It's been posted in the local office, and you should pay attention to local stuff. And then the aliens arrive at that moment to destroy the Earth and create a new interstellar bypass. Like, well, it's been posted in your quadrant and at the office, you should be more involved in local stuff. And the funny, that whole humans being victims of the state against their will, allegedly because they should know what's going on in these halls of power, and that this, in this weird comedic justice sort of way, is visited upon the entire human race on the morning that his house is going to be destroyed. Good stuff. What they do throughout the film, too, to capture that witty humor that Douglas Adams infuses into the story, is to give us a narrator. And I think that's important. You have to have a narrator to capture that. Because some of the humor is obvious. You know, the president who has the two-faced politician, the weird spectacle of how the galaxy is run, the humorous, the nonsensical warp drive system, the infinite probabilities drive and what it does, and poking fun at its own genre. This is good stuff. But only with the narrator can you get that Douglas Adams wit, like the falling whale and what the whale is. Here's what the whale was thinking as he fell. And then, I wonder if the ground will be my friend, and Chris Platt. Or the bowl of petunias, and oh no, not again. And if only we knew what the petunias meant in thinking that, we would understand the universe better. Only Douglas Adams could write that stuff, and only a narrator can really put it in to a movie. Otherwise, you miss that. If you just have those weird things appear and drop, it still has a certain charm and humor to it. But I love that they added in those references like that. So not too much I can say about it. If you haven't seen it, see it. I still will get around to the books. Maybe when I read the books someday, I'll do a review of the books. But it's such an enjoyable and entertaining movie, and it did such a good job of putting together this ridiculous story in this seemingly plausible way and giving us all of this good material in between. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you've read the book, did it compare to the book? Instruct me and let me know, is the movie anywhere near as good? Usually they're not, but let me know what you think. And if you haven't seen it, see it. I think it's very entertaining. The Hitchhiker's Guide. Gotta go get my towel.